this three-letter acronym, IIT, of course, and IIM, these are definitely strongest brands that India have produced. So I always quote this brilliant dialogue from that movie Spider-Man, that with bigger power comes bigger responsibility. So yes, we have this brand power, but with that comes a much, much, much bigger responsibility of living up to it and enhancing it and enriching it every moment. So we all are really looking forward to moving into our new campus, and I hope that happens very, very soon.
Yes, ma'am, definitely. A podcast that shares insights on leadership, entrepreneurship, and the business world. Simply speaking, what better way to kickstart our student-driven podcast other than with the director of IIM Bodh, Dr. Vinita S. Sahai. Ma'am, I'd like to congratulate you for your second consecutive term as the director.
Thank you so much. Thanks. Thank you so much.
Dr. Sahai is an eminent academician, a renowned scholar, and a visionary leader with an exceptional track record in the management education field. She has a rich experience of over 26 years in the field of academic, research, training, and consulting, working both abroad and in India. She has played a significant role in the development and success of IIM Bodh over the past several years. Welcome, ma'am, to our podcast.
Thank you, and congratulations for starting this initiative. Thank you.
Ma'am, I have found that as a student of IIM Bodh, leadership is something that the institution tries to incorporate into the students' lives from a very grassroots level. And I've realized from the past 6 months from my time here that leadership is not about a position, it's not about an authority that you're put in, but it's more about the ability to motivate, to inspire, to influence those around you to work towards a common and specific goal. And on that note, ma'am, could you shed some light on your leadership style and decision-making skills?
First of all, I must congratulate you for having understood the concept of leadership so beautifully.
Thank you, ma'am.
Because even for me, after 26 years, this realization has come that leadership is all about serving others. So this concept of service leadership really, really resonates with me. So whenever I meet someone, the question which I ask myself is, how can I add value to the life of the person whom I'm meeting, or how I can serve? So over years, this has become my leadership style, that essentially being at the helm of affairs is about serving others. And I hope that even at IIM Bodh, I am able to put it in practice. And possibly more so in midst of being with the knowledge workers, because in knowledge industry, the only way you can get best out of others is through collective decision making. The professors actually own the place. Any school belongs to them, and for us to do anything specific and anything new, we have to have a complete buy-in from there. So over years, a very, very collective decision making and a very service leadership kind of concept has helped me being more, whatever, if I can call it as a success, whatever that I have been able to achieve, it is primarily because of that.
Correct, ma'am. Ma'am, I also agree that the faculty tries to every time incorporate this into us, and talking with them time and again, interacting with them. They have such different experiences. We've also realized what leadership is and what they're trying to convey to us, which is beyond the means of textbooks. And to elaborate on some of the leadership lessons that you've learned or you've been through as a director of an IIM.
Yes, actually, you know that we are in a little difficult terrain, if we can say so. I'm not saying good or bad, but it is little difficult. So over years, establishing a new IIM in this terrain has given me a lot of lessons. One, I remember when we were trying to remove so many encroachments which were there on our land. And if I can relate one specific incident where we had to remove somebody from our piece of land, somebody who was living with his family and his entire clan, with all kinds of animals, believing that the land actually belonged to him and his clan. And about 200 police people with riot forces kind of gear, and everybody was there. And we were there since morning, and 2, 3 hours passed away, and we all were holding our ground and waiting for action, waiting for first step. And I remember right next to me was a circle officer who recently had had a very bad episode and had 17 stitches on his head. So he was very, very scared to move ahead. And I recognized that over time, as the time was passing, the crowd started swelling and the families and the children started joining in. So I knew that if we delayed any further, possibly we will have to abort the mission. So I distinctly remember I decided to take the first step, lead by example. And as God was kind, that the first thing which I picked up was a bucket and there was a lot of detergent in it. And as I started picking it up, started spilling. And my immediate reaction was, no, let's not create any loss for the family. And I immediately, held that little more strongly. And somewhere that moment, something clicked. That entire team of mine got very enthused, and we came forward. And not only that, that moment of kindness also somehow allowed something in the other side of the group, and they softened. And by another 2, 3 years, we were able to remove the encroachments. So I remember that was one moment which taught a lot of leadership lessons to me, which possibly books would not have told us. And another episode which I'm very, very proud of, more so being a women leader, is that when I joined, we did not have any girls on campus in that batch. So I joined in February, and May, I distinctly remember we were sitting, and finally we were very close to closing the admissions, and then a family walks in with one girl student. They had come all the way from Uttarakhand, and the father started filling up the form, and he looked up to me and asked me, how many girls are there? And I distinctly remember having told him, bas aap hi ki hai. Immediately he got up. He said, no, 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 I cannot leave my girl behind in a new terrain, in whatever. It took us about 4.5 hours of convincing. I got all the boys from Uttarakhand to talk in the local language. And finally, towards the end, I distinctly remember I told them that, see, your number is in my hotline. I may not pick up my family numbers, but at one, I will always pick up your phone call. And by that time, even till that time, we were a 2.5, three room kind of a campus, and there was only a few rooms which had attached toilet in the academic block. So we quickly converted our academic block, one room had an academic, which had a toilet, as a hostel room for that girl. I made one of my employee a residential employee, and that's how we actually had our first girl on that batch. And I now look back with a lot of happiness and pride that one girl became three girls in the next batch, and then from 3 girls we became 66 girls. So, which is what I feel, that we don't empower girls, we don't educate girls by creating slogans or putting posters, लड़की बचाओ बेटी पढ़ाओ चिल्लाने से कुछ नहीं होता है, बेटी को आगे बढ़ के पढ़ाना पड़ता है, बचाना पड़ता है. So that's one episode which I think as a campus we're very, very proud of, that how today we are a very, very diverse and inclusive campus.
We also feel that as the students studying here. And moreover, I would like to add that both the experiences that you shared are so different, yet there's this one common factor of leading by example, which I also want to incorporate somewhere in my life, to lead by example, because that is the way that leaders can show the way to the others, to those around them, and show them the path.
That is the only way, actually. Leadership is all about self-sacrifice. It's all about serving others.
Yes. As Buddha rightly says, that if you light someone else's lamp, it will also brighten up your path. And this is the exact replica of that.
Beautiful, especially in the land of Buddha. This is very, very good.
Ma'am, moreover, talking about IIM, and IIM Bodh Gaya being a relatively new institute right now, in comparison to the old and established institutes who have already stood the test of time, how do you, as a director, carry the IIM tag forward?
See, this 3-letter acronym, IIT, of course, and IIM, these are definitely strongest brands that India have produced, no matter which part of the geography you go. The moment you use these three-letter acronym, the world understands, because they've become hallmark of excellence and hallmark of intellectual superiority that India now stands for, or knowledge power that India stands for. Having said that, yes, our sister institutions are the ones who created it, and we are the legacy holders. So I always quote this brilliant dialogue from that movie Spider-Man, that with bigger power comes bigger responsibility. So yes, we have this brand power, but with that comes a much, much, much bigger responsibility of living up to it and enhancing it and enriching it every moment. So all these 7 years as a campus, we have always been very, very cognizant of this responsibility which lies with us, with an entire team, that how do we take this brand further? How do we enhance its value? So every effort that we're doing, I think that has been the bottom line. And having said that, yes, this definitely ensures a very good quality of students and very good quality of faculty. And these are the two basic elements which makes up an institution.
Yes, ma'am. I agree, definitely. And studying here from a student perspective and interacting with the world-class faculty that has come from different IITs, IIMs, and other renowned colleges, I know that experience of sitting there in the class and taking in the knowledge every single day. And that feeling is, it's unreal. It's unreal for us because we know that we have sacrificed coming here and to this prestigious institution, and learning from such faculty is just...
I'm so glad to hear that from you.
Yes, ma'am. And talking about this, that IIM Bodh Gaya it focuses on mindful business leaders and making socially responsible leaders. Ma'am, talking about Bihar being one of the most populated areas of the country, where yet industries are yet to come up and entrepreneurs are there, but they haven't yet taken the risk. Do you see the location of IIM Bodh Gaya in Bihar as an advantage or disadvantage? And what are some of the challenges that you had faced?
See, I don't know how many people know actually about Bodh Gaya. Let me give you some facts and figures.
Yes, ma'am.
Bodh Gaya is the second biggest town in Bihar. Bodh Gaya attracts more international tourists put together than Goa, because normally people feel Goa gets more. We have more than 1 million coming every year. We have chartered flights from all across the Southeast Asia. And then, of course, we get almost 1 million people in Gaya, also for religious tourism. So it's a pretty cosmopolitan town because people from all over the world are here. And not to say we have airport, which is just about 10 minutes from the campus, and biggest junction in the country, which is about half an hour away, where trains from all over the country comes. So we are a very nicely connected, well-networked campus. And not just that, I think for a new IIM, we're pretty much in the city. So that entire ecosystem which has been created over decades is there for us to support us. And I think one major thing which happened in the recent times is Corona. The geographies ceased to exist. So earlier it used to be a huge disadvantage for us to get the industry speakers, to get people from corporate, people for placements. Now those challenges don't remain because practically everybody is so okay with using technology. So whatever little disadvantage we had, I guess that had been wiped out by Corona. That was one good impact of it. And otherwise, we are in a very robust tier 2 kind of a setup, which is away from the maddening crowd of the tier 1, and yet very much there within that ecosystem. So I don't see it as a huge disadvantage. This has been a land of learning, land of enlightenment. Nalanda is just about 70 kilometers away. So whenever we at times feel little under the awe, we just go and get inspired and come back. So this is the legacy of the space, and we are very, very committed to recreating it. So that is very inspiring thing for us as I see it.
Correct, ma'am. Ma'am, also for us, whenever we go outside campus and explore the city, this doesn't feel like just an extremely rural city. It feels a city of opportunities, a land of opportunities where everyone is set out to do something, to conquer something. And that is what really gets us going. And coming back to the campus, seeing what we have seen outside, and we try to incorporate that, and we see and we learn from that. And what I feel is this is just a land of opportunities that has been
Wow.
waiting for to be
I'm
explored.
so glad, Shiv, that we've been able to create this kind of an impact, and the land has been able to create this kind of
Yes,
an impact that don't you see as a challenges, but you see it as opportunities.
yes, definitely.
Perfectly. That's the way we should be.
Finally, ma'am, I think our viewers are extremely curious about the new programs and developments that IIM Bodh Gaya has undertaken or is going to undertake in the near future. I wish that if you could shed some light.
See, I think I've already shared with you that we are possibly one of the youngest IIM to have 5 full-time residential programs. So I think in 2000 we have what is the flagship MBA General. Then we started with IPM. We started with PhD, and this academic year we are starting with 2 more specialized MBA programs, one in MBA in digital businesses and MBA in hospital and healthcare. Both of them are extremely niche, extremely hands-on, industry driven. And what's very specifically brilliant about it is that both these courses are conceived or conceptualized with the help of a very, very vibrant academic advisory council. So, whomsoever you can think in the area of digital businesses, be it Infosys, TCS, Coforge, Big Basket, and you name it, they all are Capgemini and all. And also, same is in the case of hospital and healthcare. So, whether it is Apollo or Novartis of the world. And what we are trying to do here is we are trying to prepare students because there are 2 very extended, hands-on, long duration industry internships. So we're preparing, like the case, like if I just take the example of hospital and healthcare. So we are preparing students for diagnostics, for medical equipment, for medical insurance, for hospitals, private as well as public, for pharma, and the list goes on. And there is
Correct.
enough opportunities for an MBA graduate to serve in these industries. So we are expecting, as we've already talked to a lot of people in the industry, we are in constantly touch with them while developing these kind of courses. We are expecting a brilliant future for such graduates.
Definitely, ma'am. And I cannot wait to interact with the new.
Yeah, I think very soon we're going to have a very, very rich community of about 1,100 students on
Yes,
campus, right from 18-year-olds like you to all the way to PhD scholars, which are going to be 30 plus. And I think that would, and once we close our, we move into the new state of the art 60,384 square meter of campus. And all of us are going to be very, very close knit because most of our spaces are going to be within a radius of 500
correct.
meters. So whether this is state of the art stadium or sports facilities or your own hostels and professors and directors' residence, it's all going to be a very close community. So we all are really looking forward to moving into our new campus, and I hope that happens very, very soon.
Yes, ma'am. Definitely. And so many more programs coming up, and education being extremely important. I feel
Yeah.
that IIM Bodh Gaya is truly the enlightening IIM.
I hope we live up to not just this legacy of this space, which is land of Buddha or land of enlightenment, but also the legacy of Nalanda.
Yes,
And of course, it is a huge responsibility on each one of us, Shiv.
definitely.
And we all have to work very, very hard to live up to this
Yes.
responsibility.
Yes, ma'am. Can't
And
wait for this next
yeah,
5 years.
let's go together, and I think we'll together create a history.
Definitely.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for
Thank
having
you so
us.
much for having me. It was brilliant. And I think this is the inaugural podcast.
Yes.
Wish very, very best to your podcast. And I'm so sure you will, people, as always, will shine bright.
Thank you, ma'am. The pleasure
Go and
was
shine.
Thank you so much,
Thank
ma'am.
you.